Joining me now is Jane King from the New York Stock Exchange. Jane, always great to see you. Thanks for making a few minutes for us this morning.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Always good to be with you.
Oh, we certainly appreciate it. We can see in the background the ballad, the halls of the New York Stock Exchange. I'm sure you have a lot of fun talking to the traders, talking to everybody, your
Yeah.
colleagues in the press. Jobs report came out on Friday. I want to ask you about your thoughts about that. It seems like continuing to build momentum in terms of new jobs created. But your
They
thoughts?
they do these jobs numbers keep coming out stronger than expected and not by a little. So the US added 172,000 jobs, is more than double expectations. The unemployment rate's pretty stubborn though. It's still right around 4.3, 4.4%. But even manufacturing added jobs last month. That was seen as a positive for that part of the economy. But we've had, I believe, 3 months in a row now of job growth over 100,000. So they've consistently underestimated these, and that just shows, we've heard low hire, low fire job market, but it seems like there is some hiring going on out there.
Yeah, it does. And it's good that they're, in particular, manufacturing. I know the president's agenda, economic agenda, was to bring some of that back home to the United States. And I guess it's working by and large. Let me ask you about the unemployment number. And these are just pieces, I guess, for the audience, just to kind of set this up, that this is all information that goes into a puzzle that people like yourself and traders all kind of figure out where things may or may not be going. But in terms of that unemployment number kind of stubbornly staying around 4%, is some of that maybe AI related? And are those people finding jobs in other occupations as part of these job numbers that we're seeing?
It could be. I mean, we know there's been job cuts due to AI. I mean, the tech industry alone, in the month of May, cut like 32,000 jobs as they were putting more money into artificial intelligence. So we know it's happening. There's other companies who are spending money. Verizon is an example where they said, this is going to change customer service representatives, but they are putting millions in to help train to their customer service representatives to work with AI and to create AI agents. So I think like how AI is going to impact the economy and the job market still remains to be seen. Nobody really can figure this out yet, whether, it's going to be mass job loss. Are we all going to figure it out and work alongside AI? How's this all going to work out? But if you just
You know
look at
what?
these overall numbers, I mean, they're not bad.
No, they're not bad. And I think that buoys kind of what we're seeing indirectly in the stock market. But one thing I've been seeing ads, one type of job that cannot be replaced by AI are the trades, carpenters, iron workers, engineers, right? Those people, they are physically doing jobs. They may see a lot of opportunity. People coming into the trades may get a lot more opportunity.
Think so. And they're certainly making a lot of money. I mean, I was in Florida recently and happened to be for the home show. So I talked to a lot of people in construction and they were like, there's just no way AI can do what a wood cutter could do and what an electrician can do and a
Absolutely.
cement, and they were like, these jobs for at least a generation, these are going to be some of the best, most high growth jobs out there.
Yeah, and I think both of us and I think everyone understands the pain that people feel when they lose their job. It could be as a result of AI, it could be for whatever reason, and they have to transition. It's a lot of stress financially, a lot of stress personally, creates a lot of anxiety. I think we're both empathetic there. Let me
Sure.
let me ask you, going back to this geopolitical event in the Middle East, markets continue. I saw the other day the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones continue to climb the all-time highs,
Yeah.
still having the impact on gas prices and oil, but the market just keeps on going, Jane.
I know, I know. Well, and oil has kind of settled down. So it's right around, $90 a barrel or so. So I think we got as high as like 120 or something during all this. Now we were around 70 before all this started. So we're still elevated, but we've settled down. No big volatile moves. And it's almost like the market is just thinking this is going to get resolved at some point, but there is still a bit of a premium built in there.
Yeah, and I guess, I know you're not an energy analyst, but you cover energy as part of your day-to-day. You're on how many, I don't even know how many networks you're on because you're contributing to local and national networks. But I guess an area of concern that I have seen raised, and I want to ask you about this, is I think the Exxon CEO mentioned that, because of the pull on U.S. demand or U.S. oil through the global economy, there may be some challenges with the oil supply. A lot of the countries have tapped into their strategic petroleum reserves. Any indication from your perspective and people that you talk to?
Well, yeah, we did, of course, hear the Exxon CEO talking about, this could really get ugly in a few months if this continues. And Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy also kind of weighing in and saying gas prices could still go up even more because of this. But we're just not seeing the market. When you hear a lot of mixed messages, my kind of go-to thing is, what's the market telling me? Because that's like a combination of a bunch of really well-informed people who have money on the line, in some cases, a lot of money on the line. And I feel like that is one of the best indicators of what it is. And the markets just don't seem panicked about it. So I don't know if they're thinking there's going to be a deal, the Strait of Hormuz is going to get opened up pretty soon, or if the US has enough supply that, we don't have to worry about it, or exactly what they're doing. But there's certainly no panic like there was back in February.
Jane, given all the run up in the markets, and it's amazing to watch, and for those of us who have savings in IRAs and 401ks and 403bs, et cetera, it's good to see, and hopefully long
Yeah.
term it'll do well. But let me ask you about an overheated situation circumstance, because you and I both remember the go-go 90s. Now that was very different because there were balance sheets with literally no earnings. But are
Yeah.
there concerns about an overheated market?
For sure, especially in AI and particularly AI chips. Now, we did see toward the end of last week that kind of, there was a pivot out of some of the, like Micron technology, for example. I mean, was worth like $200 billion a year ago. It's worth more than a trillion now. They make memory chips. We've seen, other chip companies, just Marvell, and I'm trying to think of some, just parabolic. And when you start to feel this FOMO feeling, that's about when we're at a top, I've
Yeah.
learned. And we did see that Thursday, where there, some of the big money got out of those, took profits, put it in banks, healthcare, things like that, and looking for value in some other areas. So doesn't mean they can't come back at some point, but that trade seems like it's over for the time being.
Wouldn't they call that a sector rotation? Isn't that what's typically called in the asset management world?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I've just heard like, yeah, rotation out of, what's been, and no doubt those are profits there that some of those companies had percentage gains this year that you would not get in 10 to 15 years in
Let,
6 months. And so any smart person with money was going to take some profits there and put it into banks or something like that.
yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Let
Yeah.
me kind of close out with IPOs, initial public offerings. Typically, or lately, I would say that there haven't been a lot of IPOs, but I've been reading, and I want to get your sense about this, that some of the AI firms are thinking about going public. Your
Yeah.
thoughts about the
Well,
IPO?
Anthropic did file the paperwork for that last week. And so that's this beginning process. Those S1s that they have to file. I think they're targeting October. Of course, we've got SpaceX June 12th. That's going to be enormous. And then OpenAI is the other big one that people expect, although we don't have any paperwork from them yet.
So is that an indicator in and of itself that these companies, obviously they have good earnings, I guess that you would assume they have good earnings because they're doing
Yeah.
the IPO, but is this indicative of a broader positivity about, at least from institutions, about the economy and the stock market?
Well, and I also think these companies want the capital raise from the IPO to build out their
Right.
AI data centers. I mean, Elon Musk has talked about, he wants to go IPO so they can put data centers on the moon, for example. And that's the only way he can get enough money to do that is to sell stock to the public. So I think that's part of it too, is they're just trying to raise the billions that they need to build out the tech infrastructure for AI.
Yeah. Well, so it's really exciting, and I'm so glad that I get the opportunity to talk to you at least once a month because
Yeah.
you are
Thank
you're my
you.
mom's favorite, one of
Yeah.
my mom's favorite guests. So
Hi,
Helen Snyder says hello.
Mom.
But
Okay.
you're really wonderful. We appreciate your time, and look, we look forward to having you back again very soon, Jane.
Okay. Talk to you then. Bye.
Well, thanks for watching, and don't forget, we're back again tomorrow morning with another great expert and another great topic. You can tune in right here Monday through Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And don't forget to subscribe to our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse, for all the news in one place, delivered directly to your email box. Check it out at our website.